Should I start now? Am I audible? Hello? 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 Ha. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so I welcome you all to this first live session of this course titled Psychology of Emotion, Theory and Applications. So this is our first live session. So this the purpose of this session is basically to kind of clear your doubts and to kind of if you have finding any difficulties in following the course, you can just share your thoughts. You can kind of ask any doubts. So because these courses are mostly in the form of video lectures, so there is no interaction with the student directly in the lecture session. So these live sessions are primarily for to kind of to have some live interaction with the students. Because you may not get a lot of ideas, a lot of questions and doubts that you have from the lectures. So this is the opportunity you can ask, and we will discuss and let's see how it goes. Okay, so it seems some of you have already joined. So good evening, everyone. So if you have any question, you can ask. So before you ask, probably we get some specific question. I can. Somebody is asking, sir, please speak in Hindi. So because I'll speak in Hindi, but primarily the course is in the form of English language. So primarily I will speak in English, but if required, I can also speak in Hindi also. Okay, so. Okay, so a few questions that actually one or two questions were asked in the Google Sheet. So one question is about how will the exam be conducted? It seems many students were asking about this question. What will be the pattern of the exam? So the pattern of examination will be very similar to what we are doing in the assignment. So the final exam will also have multiple choice questions, and you will kind of have to answer similar kind of questions. So and in fact, few questions will be from the assignment also, but there will be many questions beyond assignment. So in that basically, so the patterns of question will be similar to what you are doing in the assignment. So objective type questions, multiple choice type questions will be there. So I think ये समझ में आ गया होगा. सो एग्जाम का क्वेश्चन बहुत सारे बच्चों ने पूछा है कि एग्जाम का पैटर्न कैसे होगा. सो एग्जाम का पैटर्न बहुत सिमिलर होगा जैसे असाइनमेंट का पैटर्न है, इसी तरह का क्वेश्चन होगा. एंड आई थिंक देयर विल बी 50 क्वेश्चंस, ईच क्वेश्चन 2 मार्क्स होगा. सो दैट इज फॉर 100 मार्क क्वेश्चन इन द फाइनल एग्जाम. क्लास जो लेक्चर नोट्स हैज बीन गिवन, तो वो आप अच्छे से पढ़ लीजिए. If you have doubt or those, look at the video lectures also in terms of explanation and how it is explained. So that will, I think, be sufficient for preparation of exam. Somebody saying I missed. Dinesh Kumar ji पूछ रहे कि I missed 2 assignment. So I think the pattern is, as far as I remember, out of 12, best of I think 8 or 9 is taken. So even if you miss 2, probably I think it will not be of any problem. So you just confirm it. Out of 12, best of 8 or 9 something is taken in the final exam. So probably missing 2 should not be a problem. Okay. So Diksha ji asking, what are the emotional, motivational, and cognitive determinants of the belief in extrasensory perception? So Diksha ji, I think we are not covering extrasensory perception here. So this is not the part of this course. So I think I'll not be able to directly go into this topic as of now. But if you are interested, probably you can write me a mail. We can kind of talk about it in more detail. So extrasensory perception is not the directly part of this course. So it is probably, if you have a very specific question, probably you can ask me through mail. I will address that. Dinesh ji asking, can I get a chance to attempt them? I don't know. This technical thing are basically handled by IIT Madras team, and all as an instructor I have no control over it. So I cannot really change your date or anything. It is all directly controlled by IIT Madras team. So there is an email ID that is given, no support IIT Madras something. So it is already kind of posted in the discussion section. So you can ask them, but probably I think once the date is over, it's very less likely that you will get another chance for this. But still you can mail them, IIT Madras team, and find out what is the possibility. गौतम जी पूछ रहे हैं सर लेक्चर वीडियो हिंदी में भी होना चाहिए. आई एग्री, हिंदी में भी होना चाहिए, बट द instruction is as of now NPTEL all the courses are in English medium. But I think a lot of this I think they are also trying to make it in multiple languages. जो आपका video lecture का whatever that comes in terms of translation. So multiple language they are doing working on this. So probably Hindi in the form of Hindi, I think probably Hindi language it will be possible in terms of but the lecture will be in the English. Probably the translation in the Hindi will be there in the videos and other thing. That possibility will be there in the future. As जहाँ तक what I heard, they are trying to make NPTEL portal with multiple languages and so. So that is possible. But as of now, medium of instruction is English. So it is given like that. So we cannot do anything about it. But probably translations in the multiple language will be there. That possibility is there. I don't know Hindi has been done till now, but probably it may come very soon. Sir, what if somebody with name Odas is saying, sir, what if someone is fail in assignment? Will she be able to give exam? So there is a certain percentage of assignment mark is added to the final exam mark. So there is nothing like failing in assignment. So out of this 12 assignment, best of 8 or 9 some average mark is taken. So let's say if you don't attempt any assignment, that mark will be 0. So in that sense, you will have certain percentage of your final exam marks will be reduced. So for this thing detail, I think it is there in the website. You can find out. Anuja ji is asking, is it enough to follow lecture material provided, or we have to read any other reference book? For assignment and exam, I think this lecture material is good enough. You don't have to read beyond that. But obviously, if you want to know more about it, you can read about it. But for exam, I think the material that is given is sufficient. That will work out. So I think that should be sufficient. The lecture notes that are given, the video lectures that are there. So questions will be within that only. Nothing will come from the beyond. गौतम जी पूछ रहे हैं सर असाइनमेंट का रिजल्ट कैसे पता चलेगा? I think once the deadline is over, you can check how much mark you have got. The result, the answers are displayed in the portal. So automatically you will get to know out of, let's say, 8 or 10 marks how much you scored. सो डेडलाइन के बाद आई थिंक उसका जो रिजल्ट है वो डिस्प्ले हो जाता है, सो ऑटोमेटिकली आपको पता चल जाएगा कितना मार्क्स उसमें मिला है. Another student is asking, sir, we will give exam online or offline? Exam, sir, mostly, NPTEL have different centers. You have to go there, and it will be in this on basically through computers. You have to go. So you have to physically go to the centers and give exams. But the format will be in the online format. So there will be screen. You have to kind of very similar to the other examinations that are done. So you don't have to write anything. It is more on the screen. You have to kind of online format. रिजल्ट कैसे पता करें? ये पोर्टल में आपको डिस्प्ले हो जाता है ना result. Once the deadline is over, then the result of the assignment will be displayed. So you just find out in the portal itself. For example, now I think maybe you are doing four or fifth week. So you can find out first or second week, it will be displayed the result, or you can find out the marks and those things. So if just to ask you, if you are you able to follow this content of this course? Because the course is from the discipline of psychology, so I have to kind of use the technical jargons from the discipline. Although I try to kind of make it more as informal as possible, but but because it is coming from a particular discipline, so I have to follow the research and the technical terms that are used. So some of you who are not from the discipline probably may find some difficulty, but I think if you understand the explanation, it will not be of much problem because ultimately we all understand emotions. We all experience emotions. So basically through this course, we are trying to understand how we experience emotion, how we express emotions, and what emotion does to us in terms of our mind and body. All these things we are trying to understand through this course. We are also trying to understand positive emotion, negative emotions, application of those emotion in terms of kind of more leading a productive and satisfactory life and so on. So as you proceed through the course, so in the last few modules are about application of these emotions in terms of understanding emotional intelligence and how it can be used for your personal as well as professional life. So all these things will be there in the later modules. Initial few modules are more about theoretical understanding, how emotion are experienced in the individual setting, how they are in the group settings, so how culture influences emotions and so on. All these things are explained. The theoretical important part of this course is in the beginning modules, and then later it is more discussed about the concept of emotional intelligence and how it can be applied in our the different aspects of our life. So these are some of the things that are will be discussed in this course. So lectures are okay. I'm happy that Swati ji is saying lectures she is able to follow and they're kind of she's finding it good. So course is helpful. I'm happy to hear that. Little bit of technical terms and jargons will be there, so you have to bear with that little bit. But the idea is try to understand the message of it. Sonu Kumar ji asking, sir, please explain in Hindi because I understand a little in English. That's okay. I mean, because the medium of instruction is English, the lectures are in English, so predominantly I will be speaking in English. बट हिंदी में भी आप बात कर सकते हैं. आपको कुछ पूछना है, कुछ समझना है तो आप हिंदी में लिखिए, हम हिंदी में जवाब देंगे, इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. Sejal Prasanna is asking, yes sir, it is beneficial as I had studied in second year medicine. We had a psychology subject, but here it is in more detail. Okay, so in medicine also you study psychology. Okay, it's good. But this course is very focused on understanding emotions only. So, and application of emotions. So, so for exam, I mean, for example, if you see the lecture notes and thing, there will be a lot of researchers' names and those things. You should not worry. You don't have to remember all the names. For examination, some prominent big names, some main name of some theorists, कुछ बड़े बड़े नाम, उनको आप याद रखिए. सारे नाम, सारे रिसर्चर, सारे फाइंडिंग, सारे जो एक एक रिसर्चर और डेट दिया हुआ है ना, यू डोंट हैव टू रिमेंबर ऑल दिस थिंग्स. सो क्वेश्चन जो है बहुत सिमिलर होगा जैसे अपने असाइनमेंट में क्वेश्चन है, उसी तरह का क्वेश्चन फाइनल में भी रहेंगे. सो अब बहुत सारे नाम होंगे, बहुत सारे रिसर्चर्स का नाम होंगे, सारे का यू डोंट हैव टू रिमेंबर द नेम ऑफ ऑल दिस पीपल. बट जो मेन थियोरिस्ट है, कुछ कुछ बड़े नाम है, मेजर नेम्स है, यू ट्राई टू रिमेंबर देम. So that will be a kind of few question may come from name related to some big names, some main theorist and those kind of thing. सारे साइंटिस्ट का नाम, ये सारे चीजें, एक एक डेट्स, ये सारे याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. लेक्चर नोट्स को अच्छे से फॉलो करिए, असाइनमेंट करिए. आई थिंक फाइनल एग्जाम में देयर नॉट बी एनी प्रॉब्लम. Media editech, somebody is saying, when something posted like photos, videos in the social media, why human behave in curiosity that how many likes he or she gets, why this happens, okay. Okay, social media, I think you are asking about social media, why you are curiosity. See, it is very natural, human, the mind hai, it gives attention only in those places where there is something kind of you invest your interest in something. So nowadays sub social media may involve hai, everybody is spending a lot of time in social media. So naturally our lot of attention, lot of energy is devoted in the social media. So we are very interested in social media, what is going on, what is there. And especially if something is posted about yourself or you yourself post, obviously because of this personal kind of your involvement, obviously your whole attention will be diverted, that whole curiosity will be diverted in that. So it's a nature of mind. When there is something personally involved, if you get involved in something, your whole attention, your whole curiosity will be in that direction. And because social media is playing a big role in nowadays, if something is posted in the social media and you post something, you want to get a validation from people. That's the main thing. So that is what you post something, you want liking from other people because it validates your idea. आप कुछ पोस्ट कर रहे हो तो दूसरे लाइक कर रहे हैं, दैट मीन्स व्हाट, आपको लगता है आई एम डूइंग समथिंग और आई एम इन द राइट डायरेक्शन, लोग मुझे पसंद कर रहे हैं. सो थोड़ा सा ईगो को भी बूस्टिंग मिलता है. So people wants to get validation from other people, Earlier we wanted to get validation from people around us in the offline situation. Nowadays our whole life is getting shifted in the online situation. So whatever you post, you want to get validation that your post is good, or you are doing good, or people are liking your videos and photos. So that validation is something driving people, We all want that, people should like. It's a natural human tendency. That's the part of egoistic approach of people, no? Human ego wants kind of attention. So, and it is getting expressed in the social media in the same way. Okay, it's fine. I mean, there is, if you don't harm anybody, it's okay, fine. There is no issue. Shukdev Parmar ji asking, sir, what is the difference between emotional intelligence and emotional maturity? So emotional intelligence, Shukdev ji, will come in the later part. So we have a detailed discussion on emotional intelligence. So wahan par I think you will get to understand this. So emotional maturity is a kind of included as a concept, comes under the emotional intelligence, it is included. So uska detail later come, once the lectures are there, you will get to know more about it. Dinesh Kumar Gupta ji asking, I am a philosophy student. This is an excellent course, well delivered. Thank you, Dinesh ji. So your comment is also, I'm kind of getting some validation that the thing is, you should understand what the course intends to say. अगर आपको समझ में आ रहा है, that is what my purpose is solved. Because sometimes I feel we are using, sometimes when I use too much of technical terms, whether people from other discipline will understand it or not. So I tried my best to make it as lemonish kind of as possible, so that other people can understand it. So उसको जितना हो सकता है, I tried to make it as less technical as possible. So Sejal is asking, yes sir, this course actually helps in my clinical practice and counseling. Yeah, so I think so some later modules will be much more helpful in terms of application. So I think that will be much more helpful for your clinical applications and so on. So I have another course called Psychology of Stress, Health and Well-being. So that course also has a lot of application in terms of clinical practices and so on. So if you have not taken that course till now, probably you can take it in the next session whenever it is floated. So there are a lot of clinical application part is there. Sonu Kumar ji are asking, sir, why is NPTEL course not available in Hindi? I cannot answer this, but I think they are trying to make it multilanguage thing. Probably most of the education system, if you go to colleges and other thing, everywhere it is English medium only. So online courses also follow the similar pattern. जो offline में चल रहा है वही online में चलेगा. कॉलेजेस में, यूनिवर्सिटी में हर जगह इंग्लिश में ही पढ़ाई होती है, तो ऑनलाइन में हो रहा है तो वही हो रहा है, नो सिमिलर थिंग, ऑफलाइन को ऑनलाइन में कर दिया है. बट आई थिंक वो लोग हिंदी में उसको ट्रांसलेशन करने की कोशिश, आई थिंक दिस इज गोइंग ऑन. गौतम जी आस्किंग, सर एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन हिंदी मीडियम में होने चाहिए. दैट आई थिंक अभी तो नहीं होगा ये, एटलीस्ट अभी तक इसका प्रोविजन नहीं आया है. मे बी इन द फ्यूचर. अगेन suddenly changing language is also problem. Lot of this technical terms ka translation karna is also very difficult. So this whole translation business is a big thing, no? Because most of the things are already available in English. Usko Hindi mein translate karna, the technical knowledge of any subject is very difficult. Uska equivalent term dhundna and all this thing. But it may happen in future, I don't know. Isha Prabhu is asking, hello sir, I am a psychology special student and this course is really helping me in developing and understanding abnormal psychology too. Thank you, Isha. I hope this is helpful. So I think it should be helpful, and if it is helping, I'm happy. So the purpose was to make a course on emotions, because these kind of courses are not generally available in the colleges. Also, they are not available. Emotion is taught mostly as a part of clinical psychology. Somewhere here and there, people generally talk about it. But I have not found course only dedicated only about emotions. So I kind of got interested and tried to explore and tried to design this course. Chandrika ji asking, sir, while pursuing any professional course like chartered accountancy or IAS, and after facing many failure, why do we feel anxiety, too much stress, loss of interest to study more again? Chandrika ji, is a natural human tendency. When you experience failure again and again, you expect to succeed. Naturally, you want to get success, but then you fail. Obviously, it feels bad for anybody. It's a very natural human tendency. Aapka goal, you could not reach your goal, so there is an obstacle is coming. As a failure is an obstacle, so we feel frustration. Whenever we are not able to reach any goal, frustration is the natural outcome. So similarly, आप कोई course या कोई you want to reach some goal like IAS or chartered accountancy, but that goal is not easy. It's very difficult to get. So not everybody achieves that. So you try, but when you fail, probably again and again, the frustration level goes up. And Many times there is a phenomena called learned helplessness may also be experienced by people. It's a phenomena I think we have discussed somewhere in the course also. When sometimes we experience failure again and again, we kind of creates it sets a beliefs in our mind that there is no point in trying again because fail तो होना ही है, so try करने का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. So you automatically learn to become helpless. So it's not a natural helplessness. Because of your past experience, you experience helplessness or you create a kind of learned kind of new kind of helplessness. And then what happens when in future success is possible, if you can try again and success is possible, you don't even try because of your past bad experiences. So that is a phenomena called as learned helplessness. I think somewhere we have discussed in depression, where in the lecture where we're discussing emotion-based disorder like depression, learned helplessness is one of the reason of depression also. Sometimes people are depressed because of this learned helplessness. So you are trying again and again, but you fail again. Then you, after sometimes you feel that, okay, now there is no point in trying because fail तो होना ही है. But मान लो आपके पास opportunity now है कि you can pass again, but you will not try again. So you kind of learn to become helpless. So many times when you fail and then again and again, learned helplessness could be one of the phenomena that happens in our, we experience mentally, which may lead to depression, anxiety, and so on. Media Editech is asking how CS student approach this course. So it's not about what discipline you are in. The idea is we are talking about a particular concept or in particular phenomena that we all experience, that is emotion. We're trying to understand it because psychology as a discipline, it mainly focuses on understanding all these emotions and all these thought processes. So because of the nature of the subject, it is coming from psychology, but it doesn't mean you have to approach it in different way. So whatever courses content is there, you just try to understand it. If you are from technical background, you can understand so many technical and very difficult concepts in CS and so on. You can understand this thing very easily. It should not be a problem. So you don't have to approach it in any way. Just approach it the way it is taught. Drishti Agarwal ji asking, yes, sir, the course is good and easy to understand. I'm not from psychology background, but it's understandable. Thank you. I think this is what I want to hear from people from other discipline, So if you're understanding, that means somehow the content is working out. Sajal ji asking, I am in that course too. Okay. Sonu Kumar ji asking, in Madhya Pradesh, medical engineering and management studies are also being taught in Hindi. Sir, my native language is Hindi, so why should it not be Hindi? सोनू कुमार जी, आई कैन, इसका जवाब मैं तो अभी नहीं दे सकता हूँ. ये तो एनपीटीएल का डिसीजन है कि अभी इंस्ट्रक्शन इंग्लिश में होना चाहिए. प्रोबेबली आप एनपीटीएल जो मद्रास टीम है उनको लिख सकते हैं आप. उनका जो एक सपोर्ट एनपीटीएल मद्रास का एक ईमेल आईडी है, वहां पर आप मेल करके लिखिए कि हिंदी में भी आप करिए. सो प्रोबेबली वो लोग शायद करेंगे. ये तो मैं डिसाइड नहीं कर सकता हूँ ना. मैं तो इसको, आई डोंट कंट्रोल दिस होल थिंग. आई एम जस्ट ए इंस्ट्रक्टर ऑफ ए पर्टिकुलर कोर्स. Here, hundreds of courses are there. Isha Prabhu asking, exam will be in MCQ format, right, sir? Yes. Exam will be very similar to assignment question जो आप करते हो, उसी तरह का एग्जाम रहेगा. 50 क्वेश्चन रहेंगे फाइनल एग्जाम में, 100 मार्क्स के. ईच क्वेश्चन 2 मार्क्स. MCQ फॉर्मेट में रहेगा. तो if you just kind of broadly, if you understand most of the concepts, तो I think कोई problem नहीं होना चाहिए. You should not face any problem in the final exam. Sukhdev Parmarji asking, sir, there are 93 definitions of emotion, but in short, if someone asks what should be the short answer, can we say it is sort of reactive energy? Acha, you are talking about in one of the lecture I discussed that, there are about, so this is kind of maybe more than that also definition. We all have our own definitions, but technically kind of people from that technical discipline, one person was trying to find out the definition. He could find out 93 definitions. But the basic idea of definition we just discussed in that lecture also when we talk about emotions. So emotion is not necessarily all the time as a reactive energy or all the time you react only in case of emotion. But obviously, when you react to a lot of situations, emotion is associated with it. But emotion is a broader concept where, it's a kind of state, motivated state, where you experience three major things. One is there is a mental experience, there is a physiological reaction to it. So, so you mentally experience an emotion, there is a physiological part of it, and there is a behavioral part of it. So कोई भी emotion आप जब experience करते हो, जैसे anger है, then there is an mental experience, you feel enraged, so there is a hotness in your mental experience. Physiologically there is a heartbeat increases and so on. Then you can behave in terms of maybe you slap someone out of anger, so that is a behavioral part of it. So all emotions has these three important components, and so that is how we understand. Then there is another term called mood. Mood is more of a less intense, but it is more or less of context. सो इमोशन में हम क्या करते हैं जनरली किसी एक पार्टिकुलर कॉन्टेक्स्ट में हम इमोशन एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं. somebody abused you, so you get angry. Now this anger may stay for some time, then it leaves, that intense anger, so that is emotion. But this anger may lead to some kind of sadness which may stays for the rest of the day, so that is your mood. कॉन्टेक्स्ट खत्म हो गया बट वो एक निगेटिव इंपैक्ट हुआ जो एंगर का, वो पूरा दिन आप सैड रहोगे, दैट इज द मूड. कॉन्टेक्स्ट नहीं है, लेस इंटेंस है, कॉन्टेक्स्ट फ्री है, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड काइंड ऑफ मूड. मूड इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड टू इमोशन, कैन लीड टू मूड, और मूड से फिर से इमोशन जनरेट हो सकता है. सो ये दोनों टर्म का डिफरेंस हमने फर्स्ट लेक्चर में वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. इट इज अबाउट दैट. Sanvi Rati ji asking, sir, is there a therapy to cure learn helplessness? So learn helplessness is obviously, so a lot of this depression therapy is also deals with that. So mentally, how do you think about it? So if you feel sometimes it is just a mental obstacle because of your past experiences. Now this obstacle become a very rigid and you don't want to change it. So that leads to problems in future actions. So future में you don't take productive action because past में आप fail हो गए. You failed in the past. So what happens then? The problem is a mental blockage. So a lot of this cognitive therapy actually directly works on the thought process को change करने की कोशिश करते हैं. Lot of therapy actually deals with it. Particularly the cognitive therapy deals with it. So उसमें एक emotion regulation एक चैप मॉड्यूल है. There we also have discussed few things about it. So वहाँ पे I think you can understand a little bit more about it. So media editech, I think it is better if you can write your name. एग्जाम होने के बाद सर का हर एक लेक्चर हिंदी में कन्वर्ट होगा, बाकी एग्जिस्टिंग एनपीटीएल कोर्स में अवेलेबल है. न्यू कोर्स इसलिए 6 मंथ समय लगेगा. एनपीटीएल को हम एनपीटीएल एडमिन को क्वारी किए थे. अच्छा, ओके ओके. सो आई थिंक जो हिंदी के लिए बोल रहे थे, आई थिंक ही हैज ऑलरेडी, उन्होंने ऑलरेडी इसके बात किया है, बट हिंदी में कन्वर्ट होगा आई थिंक. सो ही वहां पर ऑलरेडी उन्होंने क्वारी किया, सो इट्स गुड न्यूज. अच्छा है. गौतम कुमार जी आस्किंग, सर एवरी डेवलप्ड कंट्री में ओन लैंग्वेज में पढ़ाई होता है, बट इंडिया में ये सिस्टम क्यों नहीं लागू हो रहा है? लैंग्वेज समझ में नहीं आएगा तो कोर्स कंटेंट समझ में नहीं है. अब ये दिस इज काइंड ऑफ, आई कैन नॉट डायरेक्टली आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. सी हर चीज का एक कल्चर बन जाता है ना. सो एजुकेशन सिस्टम का एक सिस्टम बन जाता है, देन इट कीप्स गोइंग लाइक दैट. सो इंग्लिश इज अ ग्लोबल लैंग्वेज, वी शुड नॉट काइंड ऑफ negate about it, but obviously I also agree कि अपना लोकल लैंग्वेज में भी चीजें होना चाहिए. आई थिंक न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी इस पे फोकस करता है. चीजें में भी धीरे धीरे चेंज होगा, मे बी स्पेशली द प्राइमरी एजुकेशन में भी लोकल लैंग्वेज में ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस दिया जा सकता है. बट आई Drishti Agarwal ji asking, sir. Hello. हेलो. हाँ, बीच में डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था आई थिंक ना. ओके, सो आई थिंक वी आर डिस्कनेक्टेड फॉर सम टाइम. Okay, so we'll continue from here. So Drishti Agarwal is asking, sir, what exactly affect is? So affect. So I think these three terms we have already discussed in the first lecture, where we discussed what is the difference between emotion, affect, and आपका mood. So emotion and mood we have already discussed how they are different. Emotion is more intense and it generally in response to a particular situation we experience emotion. So somebody insulted you, you feel anger. So that is emotion. Very intense, maybe anger can be very intense. Now sometimes there may not be any specific reason, but you feel sad for the whole day. So that is more like free floating, कोई specific reason नहीं है. Then it is called as a mood. Affect is a broader term. Both emotion and mood comes under affect. So when you say affect, it includes emotion as well as mood. दोनों का combination से affect बनता है as a term. Okay. Divyani is asking, how deeply do we need to study for the exam perspective, as I need to credit transfer after clearing exam? Deeply, I don't, but deeply in the sense you have to follow content of all the lectures. सारे lectures का lecture notes पढ़िए, assignment को अच्छे से पढ़िए, assignment questions को भी अच्छे से देखिए. There will be few questions from the assignment also, or lecture notes है, you just read from the all the lecture notes properly. And the question will come from all the modules. So you cannot skip modules. There are questions from all the modules. So, but you don't have to write answers. So you have to kind of objective answer. So in that sense, you have to understand the concepts and some of the terms. Major concept, if you understand, I think that is good enough. So you don't have to mug up everything because you don't have to write long answers. So that is the level of preparation you need to do. Okay. गौतम कुमार जी आस्किंग, सर आप इंडिया के इतने बड़े पोस्ट पीआर है, प्लीज कुछ ऐसे कीजिए कि पूरे कंट्री में एक लैंग्वेज में, जिससे हमारा कंट्री भी डेवलप. Okay, so you are talking about whole education system. So we all can try, but obviously, if something becomes a culture, it's difficult to change because it's kind of whole system is like that. So whole system change karna is not so easy. Even government is finding difficulty. Even new education policy has some provisions, but still no one is able to implement that. It may take time, but let us not kind of say the medium of instruction in English is bad or something. It's a global language nowadays. It's a kind of necessity, whether we like it or not. There is no, I mean, English has become a global language, but obviously I agree, local language should also be promoted. So it's a kind of very deep rooted cultural thing, It may take a lot of time, provided there is an input from the kind of government side also. Intention from that side also required. Okay, so we are kind of disconnected for some time. Yeah. Sonu Kumar ji asking, sir, please tell me the method to increase IQ level. Now IQ level. Now this course is not about IQ level or something, or IQ level is not like that. You can increase it suddenly or like that. it has so many things, So I think we cannot address this, it's a lot of things are involved in it, So it's the intelligence, there is a concept called intelligence, psychology. So there is a whole full area of study in that area. So that talks about IQ level. So we cannot directly not tell every aspect of it here. So there is no shortcut answer to this. So इसमें थोड़ा address करना मुश्किल होगा ये चीजें. IQ level increase. IQ level means what? I mean there are so many concepts of IQ level है. कुछ लोग सिर्फ academic success को IQ level, कोई ज्यादा academically bright है तो उसको IQ level high मानते हैं. अब somebody कोई socially बहुत smart है, लोगों से deal करना जानता है, तो उसका भी intelligence है, अपना अलग तरीके से है. कोई sports में अच्छा है, उसका अपना intelligence है. तो इंटेलिजेंस को मतलब वी शुड नॉट टेक इट जस्ट वन थिंग, देयर कैन बी मल्टीपल थिंग्स इन इंटेलिजेंस. इंटेलिजेंस डजंट मीन सिर्फ पढ़ाई में अच्छा होना इंटेलिजेंस होता है. So earlier there was a concept called a kind of intelligence. So only academic intelligence was considered as the best, only intelligence. Nowadays there are concept of multiple intelligences. One can be intelligent in sports, one can be intelligent in social situations. Some people could be intelligent in, let's say, music and so on. All these things are also intelligence. So अब कौन सा इंटेलिजेंस आपको चाहिए, so that is the thing. Sir, please give some suggestion as to why it is not able to take the right discussion at the right time. Right discussion at the right time, right decision or discussion. So I'm not able to understand your question. Right discussion at the right time or right decision, I don't know. Divyani ji asking, I feel video section is deeply taught as compared to the assignment question. Will this pattern remain same for exam? A final exam will have much more questions. Some questions will be more deeper than probably just assignment. So now you may be finding assignment more easy or easier because you can get it from the lecture notes very easily. But when you go to exam, whole syllabus, 12 modules, and you cannot look at your lecture notes. So that will be much more difficult. Okay. So if you have any more questions, I'll take, or otherwise we'll stop here. So we'll have 2 more live sessions. I'm happy that a lot of you have actually joined and put you and you discussed and asked questions. So this keeps also kind of validation that you are following the course, and I'm happy that some of you said that you are able to follow and understand the course despite from the other disciplines. आप दूसरे डिसिप्लिन के होते हुए भी इसको समझ रहे हैं, अच्छी बात है, उस बात का मुझे खुशी भी है. एंड आपने पार्टिसिपेट किया, वी ऑल हैव आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस. दिस शोज कि आप लोग एंथुसियास्टिक है. उसमें एक आस्क क्वेश्चन में है, एक सेक्शन है पोर्टल में. आप इफ यू हैव एनी more questions you can ask in that. Next month we'll have one more live session. Seems internet is having some problem. Sorry, because of some network issue, we are getting disconnected again and again. So a lot of things could be done in terms of, changing negative emotion or controlling emotion. So a lot of these things could be done, and there is a whole module dedicated to that. I think if you go to follow that few lectures, probably you will get more understanding about it. गौतम कुमार जी asking, सर ये कोर्स IIT मद्रास में ऑफलाइन भी होती है क्या? ये कोर्स IIT गुवाहाटी से है. So all IITs, different instructors or faculties कोर्स लॉन्च करते हैं. Overall it is managed by IIT Madras team because NPTEL का main nodal center उनका ही है, उनके पास है. So administrative part वो handle करते हैं. Every IIT has their own centers. So different courses जो instructor है वो float करते from different IITs and all these are put under one umbrella of NPTEL, under NPTEL only. So IIT Madras में उनका main head center है. Yeah. So that is the thing. So I think if you don't have any more questions, we'll stop here. If you have more questions, we can discuss those questions in the next live session, or आपके पास portal में you can ask questions. ठीक है? I think with this we'll stop here. Thank you everyone for joining, and see you in the next session. Okay, so I'm signing off.